And by the end of 2010 or early 2011, I had basically all the information about both the ends, the producer and the consumer. And then I found there's a potential for production, there's a huge potential of consumers, but what was lacking is the linkage, the marketing. And then my whole idea came into the fresh supply chain of the organic food and natural food, and that is where now I'm positioning. If you look at, we have this so many local mangoes, other fruits. If you look at the other organic sales outlet, then there's a lot of other fresh vegetables, herbs, and by the end of 2010 or early 2011, I had basically all the information about both the ends, the producer and the consumer. And then I found there's a potential for production, there's a huge potential of consumers, but what was lacking is the linkage, the marketing. And then my whole idea came into the fresh supply chain of the organic food and natural food, and that is where now I'm positioning. If you look at, we have this so many local mangoes, other fruits. If you look at the other organic sales outlet, then there's a lot of other fresh vegetables, herbs, and things like that. Now, which means I also have my own farm. I am actually a farmer in the daytime. I dig soil, I play with the soil, I throw water, I throw seeds, I watch them growing, flowering, giving me sands, then into fruits, and then this is what I really enjoy every day in my life. And I really enjoy it. More than that, I sometimes really feel sad when some of these farmers, they produce more quantities, and when they cannot turn this production into money, then these people get disappointed, which means when more of these producers get disappointed, one day we'll never have food in the towns. So I help these farmers to market their produce, to help them sell their produce, to bring their produce from the field to here in the market, and then link them to the customers. And these customers include all the people living in Thimphu in the city, also the residential people, also the students, and their parents. And then we have developed this really dynamic market digital software.
Now you are working with two
Right now, actually before I started this organic farming and the Happy Green Cooperative, I have founded another NGO, youth NGO called the Happy Valley Youth. So that is still very active, Happy Valley Youth. So everything that I was doing was basically happy. I'm trying to be a very happy person, I'm a happy person. And then after Happy Valley Youth, I resigned. I formed this Happy Green Cooperative. And within the Happy Green Cooperative, I was working with a lot of farmers, adopting the whole village as a cooperative village. And then I have produced another baby cooperative out of Happy Green Cooperative. That's called Group Organic Growth Cooperative, which is the operator of that organic sales outlet. These farmers, they produce at the field, and then they link their produce to this small outlet, they reach the customer. But right now, I'm actually working on the Happy Green Cooperative. So Happy Green Cooperative is the mother cooperative, which is producing other organic cooperatives all over. And we are presently right now working with another village. Very soon we will make another baby cooperative, organic cooperative.
So what are the challenges actually in farmers sold
The biggest challenge is the market. We can convince people to grow without using chemicals and pesticides, because by large we are Buddhist country here, and we don't believe in killing, we believe in sharing, which means the concept of organic farming is all about sharing with nature, living in harmony with nature. All these concepts perfect for Bhutan, and we can convince farmers if provided there's a market for them. And the biggest challenge so far is the market. And one reason the challenge of market is because we are all subsistence farmers, which means we grow enough for the family first, and if there's little surplus, then we throw it out for exchanging with money. That is why when we don't have a huge quantity, the export is a problem. Even transportation at the regional level is a problem. The cost of production becomes more higher with the transportation. So the market is obviously one problem. The other problem is because all these, all the farmers are uneducated, they sometimes, really, I mean, they can't see the result of the organic farming and the impact in their life overnight, which means, usually like any jet people, they have impatience. That's the very character that opposes. And our people are more impatient sometimes to see the result of organic farming, changing the whole world, as such. That becomes an issue again. Because when we have to convince with the practical.
How will you overcome this challenge?
Well, it is also not so difficult to handle this, because by now you must be knowing that we have a whole country has a policy of converting this country into complete organic by 2020 vision, which means the government has all the policies, government has all the plans and programs in place, and then we work with these different offices. And people like Madam Kesan Fundo, who is the whole the mother of organic movement here, if you look at, and her office actually focuses wholly and solely on motivating people, and then if people are interested, like myself, converting them into organic farming. So exactly, I am one of the let's say beneficiaries. So what I do is I go to the field, I to talk to people, I work with them. There's some challenges like that we were saying, including marketing. Then I come back, I connect these people with this relevant agencies like National Organic Program and there's other marketing officers. We link with them. The government has a way of handling things through small cash subsidy, through transportation subsidy, through seed subsidy, and also creating a market like this. So this is how we are handling so far. Yeah.
So since your cooperative started, have you been earning profit or do you rely on the government?
Basically, we started with nothing. We just had a strength of not having anything. That was basically our strength. No money, nothing actually. And yes, we relied a lot ourselves on the government, not only for the cash subsidies like that, but more on the advisory, more on mentorship, more on facilitation and the linkage to the outside market, also at the regional level, the coordination thing. And yes, this is a starting point. And organic farming is a very social entrepreneurship, which means there is some money, but not at the top. It's not a priority. It comes down the line, and then we know that there's some money coming in, but we do not know so far. When it is coming, we are putting more interest into moving this concept forward, and then we are still kind of okay right now, and we're still happier. We are willing to put in more energy. We are willing to put in more, whatever it costs, and then money is not so important so far.
So where do you see organic farming go?
Well, my very individual perception is from some years from now, the whole Bhutan is an organic farm. It is a little country on the top of the world, and we should not divide this into again. That is an organic farmer, that is a conventional farmer. Nowhere. That's never going to happen. And very soon, because the government is really working hardly and solely and putting all the efforts, we'll have this country whole organic. And even if we cannot produce for the export and for the rest of the world, we'll be growing enough for ourselves, and we'll live in harmony with nature. That's what I see. Where the organic farming can bring to our country.
So Bhutan actually aim for food independence by 2015. So, but organic farming will take a while to achieve yield as much harvest as the chemical farming. So how is it going to affect them?
Well, it is a very tricky question to ask and very tricky question to answer as well. But if we look at this market right now, all these people are very raw farmers. They grow on the farm, they don't have a strategy, they are not organized. They bring their surplus here and they're selling. Which means, with our vision of food self-sufficiency and vision of total organic by 2020, if these two things are put together, it looks like a challenge for most of the people. But for a farmer like myself, because I grow food myself, and I know it can be produced enough for the people of 700,000 people for this country. And maximum of people living in this country do not need so much of buying from outside or anywhere. They grow enough for themselves already, and which means we need a bit of coordination within the producers and the promotional agencies like Ministry of Agriculture, National Organic Program, and the marketing agencies. And also more importantly, we have to educate, and we have to really tell the customers how to eat, when to eat, and that includes maybe like, because these beans you can eat once in a while, not necessarily that you have to eat all the time. And even that applies for tomato. Sometimes people believe now in the modern world there's no food without tomato. But this tomato only needs for some of the recipes, not for all the food. So that we have to educate the people to go seasonal, eat fresh seasonal food.
Yeah, I know.
Lot of natural foods we have, vegetables, herbs, and yeah, I mean it is always possible. And now because I worked in the farm for some years, and I also have experience in the market, I was seeing a lot of change in last few months itself. So which means we still have a lot of years, and it's always possible. I can foresee that happening on the target year.